winning the game for us, especially on the defensive side, because we know what the other team's going to do. So it's just an easier step for us to use, and it's kind of like a cheat code if we know what they're doing before they're even doing it out there.
Okay, so obviously you're playing Clemson 8 versus 9. Pace of game, it looks like they don't play at a real fast pace. What are you expecting? I don't want you to give any tips or anything, but do you expect it to be a fast-paced game, or what are you expecting tempo-wise?
It'll probably be slower pace because people usually play at our pace. Other than that, it's just going to be a super physical game, and then they'll try and speed you up on the offensive end. So if we play at our pace, it should be a good one.
You know, you're right. People usually do play at Iowa's pace and at Ben's pace. Why is that? How do you explain that? How are you guys usually, even in games that you've lost, you've still been able to control the tempo? What are you? Obviously, you're a big part of that.
Yeah, it's just how many possessions you can get. So if you limit the 50-50 balls that the other team gets, I think that helps a lot. And then I don't know. I guess it's just the game of basketball. It's whoever plays at the slowest pace is what the game comes to. The other team comes to. If that team's playing good defense or whatnot.
Well, I've been covering a lot of NCAA tournaments over the years, and Tom, you've watched a lot. Guard play and defense is what often wins wins this time of year.
And that sounds like Iowa.
And that does sound like Iowa. I mean, just talk. I'm not trying to put the pressure on you, but obviously you got to be excited about that. I mean, guard play does seem to have a big impact in this tournament.
Oh, yeah, and I know that coming in that I've got to play well if we want to make a run this tournament. And I embrace that challenge, and I want to be there for my teammates and help them get to that point. But, yeah, I mean, I've said it all year. Our defense has got to travel, too, so that's definitely got to be tuned up.
So, Bennett, you got a taste of the NCAA tournament. Obviously, last year playing for Drake, had a great first game, and then you kind of ran up against the wall in the second game. How much do you think is that going to help you going into the NCAA tournament this year?
I think it's going to help a lot. Just having even just a couple games under my belt in the NCAA tournament, I think helps a lot just because it's a completely different atmosphere there, and you don't really feel it unless you step onto the court. And luckily, we've got six guys. I don't think any of our transfers were in it, but 6 guys that have played in a couple games, so that definitely helps a lot too.
Well, as a Drake grad, I thank you for winning the first NCAA game since 1971, and now covering Iowa. I know it's one game at a time, so I'm going to sort of ask you to look ahead, but not. I mean, are you aware Iowa hasn't been to the Sweet 16 since when, Tom?
Was it 1999?
1999. Are you aware of any stuff like that? I know it's one game at a time, but is that anywhere in the back of your mind, trying to break that drought?
Yeah, I mean, I wish it was, but not really, just because different coach, whole new team, and we're just trying to be the best version of ourselves. So, not really.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, obviously, we're going to try and do it for our fans, obviously.
Sure.
So, Bennett, how different was it playing in the Big Ten this year compared to your, I know you had some D1 games at Drake against Power 5 teams. How different was it playing in the grind of the Big Ten than it was playing at Drake?
At the Valley, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little different, but, I mean, every conference in the country is going to be tough day in and day out. Every team, every road, especially a road game, is going to be tough. But obviously, it's the Big Ten. It's a step up, so more physical, better athletes, stuff like that. So it definitely takes a little bit more toll on your body.
Tom and I were talking about this before you came on. I mean, you've played at 3 different schools, so you're going to have connections and memories for the rest of your life from 3 different schools. But you've brought up before that you wished you could have been in Iowa longer and maybe been in one place longer. How do you balance that? Because there's obviously good and bad with those, all the different relationships, but you never did get to be in one place from start to finish. How do you wrestle with that, or maybe just balance it?
Yeah, it kind of sucks because I'm the type of guy that stays at a school for 4 years, and I wish I could have done that, but my excuse is I stay with the coach for 4 years, so it's his fault for leaving all the school.
Well, that's a good way to put that and a good way to segue into just Can you talk about what he's meant to you? Because when I watch you guys, you're so different during games. I mean, he's just not – Tom, you see him.
Yes.
Just nonstop, and you're so poised. Is that why it works?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. but I've just been a completely different person since I've even stepped on the practice court with him, and he's made me a better leader and a better person in life. But, yeah, I think just the polar opposites, especially in games, it helps a little bit.
Well, he told us that he believed more in you than you believed in yourself when you got to college. Is that true?
Yeah, it definitely is. That's probably the one thing that was knocking me in. Why I had no offers coming out of high school was my confidence. So he definitely instilled that in me.
When did you start? I know you said the Charleston, as a Drake grad, I was watching that. When you guys won that Charleston tournament, I remember thinking, damn, this guy's pretty good. Is that is that when you said to yourself, man, yeah, I can do this on the big stage?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because that was the first time I've ever played Power 5 opponents. So that one really right there, that tournament really helped me.
And as far as making this move from Drake to Iowa, how much has it helped to have 5 former Drake guys with you? I mean, you've met other guys, but that to me would seem to be a big advantage in making this transition work.
Oh, yeah, it's super important just because it's so hard to create a culture with a couple guys and 5 or 6 guys. It was a lot easier, and just the new guys can talk to whoever who was there last year, or the coaching staff who wasn't. He was pretty brand new last year,
Mm-hmm.
so even the coaching staff just having another year under the belt really helped as well.
Okay, so Bennett, you're the leading scorer on the team, so it's expected that you're going to score some points. But you're also the guy, the straw that stirs the drink.
Facilitator.
You make everything move right properly on the court. How do you balance? And how do you figure out, well, I need to go now and score, or I need to set up Cooper here? How do you balance that?
Yeah, it's still a work in progress, and I'm still trying to just make quicker decisions on when I need to score and when I need to pass it. And maybe that's part of why we have a bunch of slow starts and why I'm not aggressive at the start. So it's definitely, I just need to let the game come to me and just see what my reads are in the beginning of the game. And then we'll just go from there after that. But, yeah, it's tough to find a balance.
I want to ask you, where do you think you would be right now if you were 6 feet tall or like 6'1", with the same really good basketball skills? I always like to ask that to guys, because one of your big strengths is the fact you're 6'4". I mean, I've asked Adam Haluska that. Adam was 6'5". I asked him where he'd be at 6 foot. He said probably running track. Where do you think you'd be?
Yeah. Man, I'd probably be D2 maybe. Yeah. D3 probably.
So when did you get to be 6'4"? Because Ben said when he started recruiting you, you were pretty much at full height. When did you reach your height?
I was probably junior year, and yeah, that's when he started recruiting me.
Okay, so because I mean 6'4", and that's obviously going to be something that's. I mean, whenever I look at your draft stuff, that's one of the first things they mention: 6'4", length, controls tempo, can shoot, blah blah blah. And I know you don't want to think about that, but that is obviously the goal after this time here at Iowa's over. Can you believe that what you read about? I mean, the stuff they say about your draft prospects. Can you believe how far you've come in 2 years? I mean, 2 years ago you were still in Division II.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Didn't even think of that in Division II, but started becoming a reality last year in the middle of the season. So kind of getting used to it now and just trying to, keep my ego out of the spotlight because I don't really care about the attention.
Well, you've done a really good job of doing that. Yeah, you are definitely a team-first point guard. It's a really cool story, though. That's like you said, when you were asked one word to describe it, it is different. Even in this age of the portal, what you've done is different. And it's a credit to you. And I wanted to ask you, you guys have film study at 9:30, then I assume you practice and then leave today. Is today a travel day?
Yeah, so after film, we've got a lift and then practice and then leave for Tampa. And then I don't know if we'll practice tonight or shoot tonight, but we'll do something on our feet.
Go ahead, Tom.
So, Bennett, are there any strings that you can pull to get another year to play for the Hawkeyes?
Hey, I probably could. Never know.
Well, oh, God, fans will love hearing that because hopefully Tavion's going to – I think he's going to get –
I hope so.
I think most of those guys, will win those cases. It looks like, and boy, that would really help. But if you're not, it's been a lot of fun covering, and we're not done yet. You guys got games left, hopefully multiple games. We know you got to get running. We got one last question we want to ask you that's not sports related. Yep. And listen, I appreciate your time, Bennett, really do.
Okay, Bennett, so your cell phone rings and you look down and see the name Beth Getz pops up on your screen. And you pick up, you answer it, of course, and she says, Bennett, I need your help. We are coming up short here money-wise. We need to get a lot of money in here fast. And I need you, Bennett Stirtz, to hire a band, an act, or a singer to fill up Kinnick Stadium. Who is Bennett Stirtz going to hire to fill up Kinnick Stadium?
To fill up Kinnick Stadium.
Yes.
Probably Luke Combs. I think that'd be a hit in Iowa City.
Well, I think you're right.
Music too.
We've had a couple other people pick Luke, and I think you're right. I think he would do great.
Oh, I think he would too, especially if he had Tracy Chapman with him. And I just said that to Jim Hunter. I'm like, I bet he picks Luke Combs. Oh, well, I'm a psychic.
Good call. No, great choice, Bennett.
Great choice and great interview, Bennett. Hey, appreciate it. I know you're busy.
Yeah.
Good luck and safe travels.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Now, does that not remind you of Matt Gatens?
Oh, 100%.
He's Matt Gatens, just in the way he conducts himself. He's so businesslike and poised, and it just every time I interview him, it's like interviewing Matt.
And I think that's a good pick. I think Luke Combs would do
Did I not say that, Hunter? I said, yeah, Luke Combs. Yeah, I think he would. Now, if he did have Tracy Chapman, that would help too, wouldn't it? Because that song got so much.
That would help.
That song got so much airplay. I actually heard you guys play it the other day. Mm-hmm. It's still fun to listen to. Yeah. And that was at the what awards did they do that at? Was that the Grammys?
It was Grammys.
Grammys. Okay,
yeah.
That's Grammys.
Hello.
Hello. I sure wish we had him for 3 more years.
Oh, boy, me too.
8 years in college.
I think we all do.
He leaves here like he's 30.
Yeah, that was a good interview.
Good kid.
And, well, how do you think they're going to do against Clemson?
I think it's going to be a really close physical game, and I don't have a feeling either way right now.
First team to 40, Karen.
Oh, really?
Would not be surprised if they won or lost. Well, that's why it's an 8-9. It's an 8 versus 9.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Those are always
no feeling either way.
Almost always great games.
Well, I'm on my way, and maybe I can say a prayer for them.
Okay, well, it's not going to hurt.
I'm sure they would appreciate that.
Okay, well, I want them to have safe travel, but also a great game.
All right, sounds good, Karen.
Okay, we'll see you guys. Bye.
Yeah, they watch film, practice, and then boom, next thing you know, they're in Tampa. And then they have, I know there's press conferences on Friday. They've got a list of press conferences, availability, and what have you. And then, of course, the women here, Mike Halas and I will be covering that for Hawk Fanatic. That game is okay. Which one's at 5 and which one's at 3? I mean, I get them.
The women play at 3,
and then the men are at like 4:55 our time, something like that. 5:55 our time.
Yeah.
Okay, so so yeah, no, this is exciting time of year.
It is.
Weather's getting nice again.
Well, winter ends today, folks.
Yeah, I was talking to a
buddy
of mine who lives in Michigan. He got 19 inches of snow, and then he knows a guy who lives north of him got 39.
Yeah,
39 inches of snow. What do you do with that?
I hope to never find out.
I don't know if I could shovel myself out of 39 inches of snow by myself. I don't know what I would do.
I mean, we had a foot and a half a number of years ago.
I remember that, yeah.
And you just have to take off the top part first and then keep working your way down.
Well, what sucked about Monday's snow when I woke up, it had already quit snowing. It was frozen sheets of snow.
Yeah.
And like when you would shovel it, it would break like puzzle pieces. But those things were heavy. And then, of course, it all drifted onto my front sidewalk, a 4-foot drift. And then the houses across the street hardly had any snow by there. It was weird how the winds were coming out of the south.
Yeah,
But no, I can't believe how much snow some of those people. I mean, Rochester. Did I read Rochester, Minnesota got like 18 inches, something like that?
Yeah,
something like that.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, being in southeast Iowa, it does make a difference.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
I used to live in northwest Iowa, and I remember the brief time I was there. There was way different weather.
Yeah.
It seems like we are benefiting from being...
Cedar Rapids' weather is worse than ours by a little bit. And then when you get up to Waterloo, it's another grade worse.
And then Mason City.
And then is another grade worse. And then Minneapolis is a completely different
animal. And then down in Keokuk, they're in bathing suits right now, I'm hearing it, since they're in southern Iowa. So, but no, that was fun talking to Bennett.
Yeah.
These guys are really busy. I appreciate your not your next door. He's across the street, James, right?
Yeah, James.
Yeah, I appreciate James arranging that during this busy schedule because I think our listeners wanted to hear from Bennett. And but no, they're busy. They got film at 9:30. And then practice. And
so do I need to have regrets here that we were down in Tampa for the football game, not knowing that we were going to be...
I don't know why. Why didn't you just think about staying maybe? You could have stayed.
Staying for 3 months?
You're not going down to Tampa?
No.
See, I thought for a second you might slingshot
if
back
we
down
hadn't
there.
just been down there, we could have considered it.
That should never stop you.
Well, I know.
I'm a little disappointed. Are you a little disappointed?
I am more disappointed than you'll ever know.
All right. I thought he was going to say he was more disappointed than me, and no, I'm really disappointed. Basketball's a little different than football because, like you said,
completely.
I know they could lose the football game too, but there's a build-up. With basketball, you get there, boom, it's 2 hours. It could be over.
Yeah. Well.
And that is the finality of it, but that's also the beauty of the NCAA tournament. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the tournament. I do think it has too much power and influence and means. It just makes everything else seem not important, and I think that's not necessarily a good thing.
Well, and the other thing, it's the last thing.
Well, yeah, that helps
mean,
too, but it has really taken on a life of its own. I mean, it's
epic proportions.
It just, I mean, hey, you could go undefeated in your regular season, but if you lose in the first or second round, that's all a lot of people will remember, it seems like.
And yeah, they had a great season, but they couldn't win when the pressure was on. Which is nonsense, but that's what some people
It is nonsense because there's pressure to win during the regular season.
Of course there is.
And I agree with Ben, and Fran used to say the same thing. Winning the regular season title is the hardest thing. And speaking of Fran, congratulations. I reached out to him, and he got back to me a few hours later and said that he thanked me and said that it's just unbelievable, incredible being back home. I mean, he's near family. He's near his brother who's had some health issues. And it's really worked. What I wrote the other day, this thing's really worked out great for both coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben's
sure.
back in the town where he was born. Fran's back in the town where he was born. They're both coaching the game they love.
And they're both in the
NCAA
tournament.
in the same region. Now there'd have to be some major upsets.
Major upsets. Wouldn't that be incredible?
Well, I just tweeted out that I would like to see it, and of course I got attacked. No, we don't want to see this. You hack. I mean, I just said it'd be neat if Iowa and Penn played the NCAA. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
I would love that. But people disagreed with me.
Hack.
At least I'm not a liberal hack anymore. Now I'm just a hack because we don't talk politics.
So then is that a step up? Or
is it a step up being a hack as opposed to a liberal hack?
Well, let's see. Trump sucks.
Well, that's Captain Steve saying that. He has nothing to do with Hawk Fanatic. He just provides us a platform to spread our Hawkeye news.
We'll see how that's.
But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to these games. Women,
for sure.
The women, my guess, should beat
Fairleigh Dickinson.
You've heard
stranger things have happened.
You've heard the nickname they call them.
I don't even know Captain Steve. I have nothing to do.
How about this nickname, Fairly Ridiculous? That's what they call. That's the nickname for Fairleigh Dickinson. You like that one, Fairly Ridiculous?
I like your disclaimers.
My disclaimers.
All right. Well, the bad news is they won 30 games.
Yeah, no, and I just wonder. I haven't looked at the stats close enough yet. I'll start that today. Their 3-point shooting? Because that's how they're going to stay in the game.
Pretty good.
They're pretty good. That's how teams like that, if there is an upset brewing, you look down, they've made 7 or 8 threes.
Okay, now the good news is they lost to Purdue. They scored 49 points against Rutgers.
They lost to Purdue?
Yes, I think twice.
You've looked at them closer than I have.
And 49 points against that Rutgers team that would, we had them down like 55-13.
This could be. Well,
we should.
This should be a thrashing.
It should be.
It should be.
I will settle for a win, of course. And I'll settle for whatever happens.
So we've been calling it Farley.
Yes, it's Fairleigh Dickinson.
Fairleigh Dickinson.
Fair.
FAR, yeah.
Okay.
Just think Fairly Ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's the nickname. Yeah. But I know nothing about the school. Now the men beat Purdue 3 years ago. Remember?
Yeah.
And that coach ended up getting a job out of that. I think he went to Iona, maybe. I'm not sure where he is now. But yeah, I mean, stranger things have happened. But now the second round, Iowa will play either
Georgia,
and then the winner
of tomorrow night's game. Is it?
No, I thought.
Or is it tonight?
I think it's tonight, isn't it?
I can't.
Who's in it? Don't you have it written down?
I don't have it. I don't.
Yeah,
have it
I should.
here.
I had all the stuff at home. I just didn't bring it in.
And they're major universities too, but I can't remember who it is.
Well, during the break, we'll get all. We should have that information in front of us.
Well, actually,
Oh, you've got it.
I think I do.
Oh yeah, it'll be in the latest release.
They are the largest private university in New Jersey with over 100 undergraduate and graduate programs.
What's the enrollment?
Let's see.
I knew it was in New Jersey.
Enrollment.
Well, it's Virginia and Arizona State.
See now,
Those are some good universities.
Yeah, those are all Power 4 programs, established programs, and if they've gone this far, they've had some success. And we've seen this Iowa team have games where they've played in a funk. Now, it's usually against really, really good teams, so we'll see. But I feel pretty confident about them being able to get out of this.
I'm confident.
Region. And then there are only 2 wins from the Final Four, which is kind of crazy. But, of course, 2 very difficult wins. But they're the number 7 seed. And as long as they don't have, well, sooner or later they're going to
12,000 students.
How many? 12,000. Okay. As long as they don't have to play Connecticut anytime soon,
And we don't.
and Iowa doesn't. I mean,
Okay. We'll have to beat Fairleigh Dickinson. We'll have to beat either Georgia, Virginia, or Arizona.
and those
State.
are
all beatable,
especially at home.
especially at home. And then if seeds hold, it'll be TCU in the
They're
Sweet
good.
16, and they're good.
They got that transfer from Notre Dame. Doesn't she lead the country in assists?
Yeah, she's good.
Miles. Her name's Miles. Yeah, she's really good.
Really good, but they are beatable.
Yes, they're
if
beatable.
we play our game.
Yeah,
And then we would probably, if seeds hold, have to play South Carolina.
and that would be a problem.
That
But
would be a problem.
South Carolina, I'd rather play them than Connecticut and UCLA.
I don't think we want to play UCLA at
No.
quite yet.
But I've watched South Carolina enough to know, they're really good. But there's times where I watch them play and they score all their baskets on just athleticism, not just on really pure shooting. And that was the problem South Carolina had when they lost to Iowa.
That's right.
Iowa was a better shooting team. Now, of course, Iowa had Caitlin. I get that. But South Carolina sometimes is overly athletic, but maybe more athletic than they are skilled from a shooting standpoint, what I'm saying.
Yes.
And maybe it's one of
I think
those, if
that's
Iowa
true.
could get that far and they have a game where South Carolina goes 4 of 20 from 3, you never know.
And UCLA was both athletic and shot well.
Now, UCLA is not as athletic as South Carolina.
No.
They're athletic, but not as athletic as South Carolina.
But they're a little more
big.
skilled.
They're more skilled.
Yep.
They're more skilled.
Yep.
Where I would say Iowa's probably more skilled than it is athletic. Wouldn't you say that?
Yes.
That's not meant as criticism.
No,
That's just
not
kinda
at
how
all.
you see it. So
And I think they would probably agree.
yeah, I'll tell you what. I watched that Howard Maryland. I ended up. I was thinking, I'll watch a little bit of this, and next thing I'm standing in front of the TV for 20. It was a really fun back and forth game. Howard won its first NCAA game ever, which I
Really?
thought was pretty. Yeah,
And who'd they beat?
Maryland, Baltimore County, I believe it was. Now they go and play Michigan, so that should be a lot of fun. But just getting there is the thrill for these guys. To win your school's first NCAA tournament game, that means a lot.
So the women's tournament gets underway tonight.
Yes.
Nebraska plays the Richmond Spiders at 6 p.m. our time.
Just saying those 2 words brings back bad
Richmond
memories for the
Spiders,
Hawks.
boy, sure does.
It was a tough loss.
Oh, my God.
I can still picture that little point guard he dominated 5'9". Remember him? He just dominated the game.
Disgusting.
I can't remember his name. Didn't he have 24 points?
He did whatever he wanted to do.
He did, and that was against a team that had just won the Big Ten tournament.
And we couldn't make a shot to save our soul.
No, it was not a good day. And I went back. They showed a replay. Somehow I saw on Twitter a replay of the Northwestern State win over Iowa.
Yeah.
I forgot that it was poor Adam that the guy made the shot over. Adam had great defense.
He did.
He was right there, and the guy that guy makes that shot probably 1 or 2 out of every 10 times he attempts it. And it just happened to went in, and Adam was also the one who took the last second shot that came sort of close to going in. I forgot all that until I saw it on Twitter. I'm like, ugh.
I'm sure Adam hasn't.
I'm sure he loves it when we bring – and we have a tendency to bring that game up to him a lot.
Well,
Just
unfortunately,
digging the knife in.
it's one of those games in Iowa basketball history.
But we don't remember that guy's name, but we remember Pembroke Burroughs' name from
we do.
56 years ago. But do you remember the guy from Northwest?
No.
I don't. We'll never forget Pembroke Burroughs.
No?
And I was 5.
Never.
I was 5 when that happened.
I was a teen, a late teen.
An angry teen.
I was a bummed teen after that game. I'll tell you
How did
that
you
much.
handle it? Do you remember what you did? Did you
I-
vandalize or anything?
No, I borrowed my parents' car and went out for a drive
Wow.
just to try to chill a little bit.
No bong.
No. No.
Okay, I was checking.
Because, yeah, you would have been like in high school then,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I was senior in high school.
Yeah, I don't even remember it being on television. Do you remember what network carried it? It was either one of the 3, right? Obviously.
Probably
What else could it
CBS,
have
but
been?
I guess I don't know that.
Okay.
For sure.
Because, yeah, that was so weird about the games. They were either on one of 3
year-
networks.
What year?
1970.
70. Yeah.
No, 70.
Yeah, so it'd have to be.
That's
one
what
of the 3
March of
networks,
70.
Yeah.
That's what's so interesting is the last time Iowa won the title outright regular season, March of 70, Jim, Janis, and Jimi Hendrix were all still alive.
Yeah, that's sad.
What do you think of that? I'm combining music and the Hawks, Captain. What do you think of that? The title outright.
Spotify, if you're listening, he's combining.
It's him. It's Harty.
But we can do that. We just can't sing. I can't break into All Along the Watchtower right now.
Well, I can't sing. Hello.
So if seeds hold, oh, by the way, good morning, everybody.
Good
Sorry. If seeds hold true in the women's bracket,
Yeah.
South Carolina would have to go up against Oklahoma again, and Oklahoma handed them a 12-point loss earlier in the season. So,
Then
South
Iowa would have
Carolina's
to go up against
beatable this
Oklahoma.
year.
Yeah, going up against Oklahoma, yeah, I'm not looking forward to that either after last year, but different teams.
Yeah, it would be an interesting game.
Well, I hope so. It wasn't last year.
Yeah, what did it end up last year? Was it like 20?
But like
Yeah.
it's like you said, though, I would not want to see UCLA or UConn again anytime soon.
No.
Those 2 games were about as bad as it got this year.
But, if we do see them again, it's in the Final Four, and, yeah, I would love to get to the Final
Yeah.
Four again. And,
Hey, but-
UCLA probably would not beat us by 51 points.
I wouldn't think so.
No, we'd play better than that.
We would.
I wanted to thank you, Mr. Suter, by the way, for turning me on to Lincoln Lawyer. Oh my God, I went through the entire series.
Isn't that terrific?
So good.
It really is.
Have you gone through the whole thing?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay, so in the last episode, there's a scene where the woman lawyer is standing in front of her billboard, and there's a number on there. It's an 800. If you get the chance to go back and look at that, call that number, because she actually answers the phone. It's a recorded message, but it's pretty good.
Oh, that's neat. That's neat.
Yeah, I
I'll do
called
that.
it, and it was her voice, and it was her talking about, her being a lawyer, and it's really, it adds a little bit more to the final episode, but yeah, I can't wait for season 5.
No, it's one of the best series out there, and I really look forward to it again. Yep, 100%.
Well, anyway, on my way to Grand Island, Nebraska. You guys have a great day. Hopefully, we have a wonderful. Still kills me. Anyway, you guys have a great day.
Wrong, Captain.
Bye.
See you, Jared. Thanks for the call.
Hey, did you bring $1?
I brought a couple of dollars.
So Grand Island, Nebraska is where it's going.
Will you get me a Diet Coke?
Good old Grand Island, Nebraska.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've been to Grand Island, Nebraska. It's not on the interstate, is it? I don't believe it is.
I've been there, but through it, not. Yeah.
So how can anywhere in Nebraska be an island?
The whole damn state is an island of boredom. Just as that.
Wasn't there a
is
town
just
called
the-
Blue Island, Illinois?
Probably.
Is it an island?
Rock Island, Illinois.
Is Rock Island an island?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it?
part of it is.
Yeah.
Well, if it's an island, it's got to be all. Or is it a
No,
peninsula?
it's not all island.
Then it's a
not-
peninsula.
No, but I think.
Isn't a peninsula 3 coasts?
Surrounded by 3.
Surrounded by 3.
Hello.
Hey, Cap.
Hey,
Hey.
what's up?
Don't call me by name, but I feel your pain, Cap.
Okay. Let's move on.
Hey, Pat. What's your prediction for the Iowa women and men?
Pat, What is your prediction for the Iowa women and men?
I think they're both going to win their first-round games. And I'm not just saying that because Suter's sitting next to me. I'm saying that because I believe it. So the women, of course. And then the second round, I haven't gotten that far yet.
I saw the brackets came out, but I've been busy down here.
Uh-huh.
The brackets are out. Actually, the tournament
The
started
tournament
last night.
has started, yeah.
March Madness is here, Paul.
The women start tonight.
March Madness is here.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. It's March, and there's madness.
There is.
Remember the band, Madness, One Step Beyond?
Uh-huh.
You like that song, Captain?
The band.
No,
The band, yeah, I remember them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And all the members of the band are dead.
Yep.
Well, so are the Grateful Dead.
No, isn't Mickey Hart
Bob
still?
Weir passed away.
Yeah, but Mickey Harton's still alive, isn't
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
he? And the other drummer, is he still alive? Bill Kreutzmann?
And John Mayer, who became a
Who
member
he's
of the
practically a
band.
member.
Yeah.
Oh, John Mayer. He was excellent.
Oh, great guitar player.
He's still, he's younger than I am.
I
He's
just
still-
listened to Towns Van Zandt.
Yeah, Towns has been gone for a long time.
Never really listened much to him. You a big fan of his, Captain?
No.
No.
Towns Van Zandt or Blondie?
Blondie.
Rapture, I heard it coming in.
Oh, God, here we go. I got to get back to Iowa.
All right.
All right,
All
buddy.
right, Paul, safe travels.
We look forward to seeing you and hearing from you.
Adios.
Yeah,
Take care, buddy.
Paul didn't want his name mentioned when he first
Paul
started.
did not want his name mentioned. No. So we
Oh.
will not mention the name Paul.
No.
No.
Remember that band, Peter, Paul, and Mary?
Yes.
Yes, I remember.
And remember
I remember that band.
the bass player for the Grateful Dead. What was his name?
Phil Lesh.
No, for the bass player for Led Zeppelin was
Oh.
John. I'm trying to say the name Paul. John Paul Jones.
John Paul Jones.
Yeah, it was a joke. I was trying.
JPJ.
We're joking around about he doesn't want us to say Paul, and we're saying it as much as we can. So I was thinking of different ways to say it, and you guys didn't catch on. John Paul Jones, and we could do the Beatles. Who were the four Beatles? He doesn't want us to say his name, right? I didn't hear that part.
Why didn't you want us to say his name?
Well, I don't know.
He wants to be
Anonymous.
phantom. He wants to use phantom names. No,
Yeah.
Paul wants to be anonymous, so we will honor his wishes.
I won't. He's Paul. And there's times where he's asked us to call him different names, like Mickey or something. A couple
I've
times.
called him different names before.
Well, yeah, but those are mean names.
We're not talking expletives, okay? So yeah,
How warm is it supposed to get today? 48.
45.
Okay, all right. And then what? By 80 by Friday?
57 Friday, upper 60s, mid 70s on Saturday, then low 60s, then back into the upper 40s and low 50s.
I don't mind 50s for a while. Do you?
no, that'll be fine.
50s, 40s. I'd rather get in the 50s. We don't need 70s and 80s yet.
No.
I'm not ready for that.
But I'd rather have 70s and 80s than 10.
I can't believe how many. I keep having these roofing companies calling me. And one of them's legit, and the other, it sounds like it. Someone's saying
because we had the hail.
I know, but it didn't even damage any of the cars in my neighborhood.
I know.
And my roof is new.
I've had 3 people show up at the door.
Yeah, me
and
too.
say, hey, I see you got hail damage.
And
and I've gone out, seriously gone outside and said, where? Well,
so it's happening all over.
And then the one guy points up.
Well, what they did with me, they offered a free estimate. They offered a free inspection, but they're going to tell you, oh, man, we were up there. We're lucky we didn't fall through the roof. That hail. It didn't even damage the cars that were sitting outside.
No.
I mean, it was hail. Don't get me wrong, but it did not.
No.
But no, it's interesting. They're canvassing Iowa City.
A guy's pointing up to my roof going, I bet it's just really damaged.
I haven't even paid my roof off yet.
I just said, I don't care. And the guy looked at me and goes, well, what if you get a leak? I said, I don't care. I really don't care.
But did it look damaged?
No.
No, I don't.
Nothing's damaged.
How old is your roof? Do you know? When See, mine's, like I said, I put
5 years.
I did mine in 2016. Or no, 2018.
Is it 5 years?
Mine's about 5 years, and
I got mine
mine's
done.
8.
I got mine done after you because I wasn't going to let you be better than me.
And I was told that 20 years minimum. Like,
we got 50-year shingles on our, so it's good to know. So
I've got a lifetime warranty on mine
Yes.
too. So maybe that's the same
Well,
thing.
mine was flying apart. I mean,
Mine wasn't cheap either.
I had to do it.
Oh yeah, so I probably needed to too, but it wasn't cheap. It was over 10 grand.
Didn't I use the same company as you though?
But aren't they offering
maybe.
the free?
Yeah, I think you did.
They're offering you the free inspection, and then they're going to tell you need.
Yeah.
And I looked at it. I didn't see any damage. I was surprised though that none of the cars. I'm glad they didn't. Mine was in my garage, but I looked across at my neighbor who has a van. It didn't look like they had any damage.
It was fine.
It was weird though how quickly that came. How quickly that hail just. I mean, I was standing on looking outside, and all of a sudden the rain just. I'm like, wow, look at that! All of a sudden it was hail bouncing all over the place. Just a weird week for weather.
Yeah, it sure is, and it's going to keep getting weirder. Speaking of getting weirder, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Hawks.
1-800-800-ROSE. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country. 1-800-800-ROSE. It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist. 1-800-800-ROSE. Remember.
For a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Hertine and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site, so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Hertine and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Hertine and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HertineandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
So, did you get your holiday lights down yet? What if your home could shine magically with just a tap? Introducing Illumilights from Big Dog Tech, the permanent smart LED lighting system that installs once and lights up your life year-round. No ladders, no hassle, just beautiful lighting that makes your home stand out day and night. Visit BigDogTech.net and schedule your free quote today. Illumilights, light up life.
Hi, I'm Jim Street, owner of Streets Maintenance. As a licensed, insured, and bonded master plumber, I specialize in all plumbing repairs, including but not limited to water heater and sump pumps to toilet and faucet repairs and replacements. As an Iowa City native, I know how frustrating it can be when any part of your plumbing system breaks down. That's why I only use trusted brands and quality materials. I offer same-day, next-day service coupled with a fair price. I also offer general services to mobile homes. For more information about my business, I'm online at streetsmaintenance.com and Facebook, or give me a call at 400-4483, 400-4483.
Streets Maintenance, honest plumbing at a fair price.
There's a problem here in eastern Iowa. There's not enough Hawkeye fans. I mean, really, shouldn't everybody be a Hawkeye fan? Well, maybe not, but you should be a fan of my team at Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Hi, I'm Steve Anderson, and my team of experts at Hawkeye Title and Settlement know what they're doing. Call us at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement, the team you love, the people you trust.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 390-3703, or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
This is Leah Pasha, and I've been saying, hit a deer, call Premier for years, and it works. Deer divots and dings do damage, but Premier Auto will do right by you. That's what my dad Nathan's driving at and dreams about. Do yourself a favor. When your car is dinged, be a deer and call Premier. The deer don't like Premier, but you will. Premier Automotive, North Liberty's premier auto body repair shop.
Hit a deer? Call Premier.
Diamond Dream Sports Academy 20,000 square foot indoor facility holds 8 batting cages, space for infield work, space for throwing and pitching and all your arm care needs. Offers private instruction, group lessons, camps and clinics, leagues, memberships. Rentals available at Diamond Dreams is open to the public.
Our top level instructors include former professional, college, and Olympic athletes. Our coaches will help these athletes achieve their full athletic potential, develop a strong work ethic, and a solid base to build. The last thing you want to do is look back and wish you had worked or played harder.
Locally owned and established in 2005, Diamond Dreams is Eastern Iowa's premier training facility. Located at 2905 Stoner Court, North Liberty. Call today and reserve your time. 319-665-2173. 319-665-2173.
The Oxyoke Inn is ready to serve you with the same fresh food, prepared to order and served with a passion that you've come to expect since 1940. Serving our famous Sunday brunch buffet with lunch, dinner, family-style banquets, and carry-out daily. Reservations are easy at oxyokin.com or call for big or small tables and private rooms. We can't wait to serve you soon at the Oxyoke Inn. The Oxyoke Inn. In the heart of Amana.
When you go to a family restaurant, you want 3 things. 1, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. 2, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And 3, you want to be treated like family. You get all 3 at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. Daily specials at each location. And no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for you. GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit suples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Hi, this is Tiffany at Senior Benefits. Are you confused with Medicare questions, anything having to do with Medicare? I take care of all Medicare customers, people under 65. I also do life insurance, long-term care, cancer insurance. I'm here to help you navigate any questions that you may be having or frustrations and anxiety that you may have with Medicare or insurance in general. Give me, Tiffany Rao, a call at 319-631-4795.
When someone is kind enough to share their time with us, we better make it worth their while.
They don't want to do people call it the game, right?
Patrick Eads and Terry Adams of Dairy Brothers Ford talk about what here for you means to them.
You don't have to spend a half a day in our dealership to get that good competitive price. We just want to try to deliver that to you up front.
And that makes me feel good, makes me proud.
Because that's what people want. They want a fair, honest deal.
As far as a statement here for you, we want to not just say it, but live it.
Find out what it means to you at Dairy Ford in Iowa City.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
Our overall weather pattern is going to be relatively low-key from now through the weekend, and we are gradually going to warm things up each day. Today will be quite a bit warmer than yesterday. Mostly sunny this morning. Will become partly to mostly cloudy by late afternoon with a high of 45 today. 34 tonight, sunny, 57 tomorrow. We're talking upper 60s by Friday. On Saturday, sunshine with a high of 75. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Currently, it's 28.
KCJJ weather. Brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply Kitchens and Baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
We are back.
We are back?
Yeah, we're back.
Better than ever?
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
You think we're at our zenith right now?
Well,
Our peak?
we're done with Paul's call.
Paul brought us to another level. We've had 3 good calls. Karn, Jerry, and Paul.
Yeah.
Good band from the 60s.
Puff the Magic
Dragon. Now, was it about weed, or is that an urban myth, too?
Yeah, it's an urban myth.
They said it wasn't.
Okay. We were talking about urban myths the other day,
That's
Captain.
an urban myth.
That's an urban myth.
What is not an urban myth is the...
I used to cry as a kid listening to that.
I did, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I still feel bad for Puff.
I do, too.
I mean,
the world was not fair to Puff.
It really is an awful song.
The world is not fair to Puff.
It's just a terrible song. Hello.
Hello, may I speak to Steve?
This is Steve.
Hi, this is Lily calling from Accept. Promise won't take much of your time here. I'm calling because my company has a payment platform that uses the latest technology, so we can really get around the high rates and fees. In every case, we can reduce the markup by 50%. And right now, if we can meet or beat your current rates, we will pay you $150 for your time. And if you sign up with us, we will give you $150 sign-on bonus. Let me ask you, Steve, do you get your statements?
What about the
Hawks? I got a lot of statements.
What about
from
the
your
Hawks?
credit card processor.
What about the Hawks?
What?
How do you think Iowa's going to do in the NCAA tournament?
How do you think we'll do?
Hello?
How do you think Iowa's going to do in the NCAA?
Men and women, they're both in it. Both teams are in
Yeah.
it. Who do you have going further?
Who you process with?
We process with the Hawks. We're all about the Hawks
We're
here.
all about the Hawks. The Hawkeyes.
Hawkeyes. The Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yeah.
This guy sitting next to me, he lives for the Hawks.
I do.
Yeah. So who do you think's going to win?
You called us.
Did you turn in your bracket? I guess that means
God, I was just getting ready to go Pink Floyd or the Black Crowes and see what she would have said to that. Who do you think she would have picked?
I think we would have got the same answer.
I think that she would not have heard of either of them.
Okay.
Is
What was she trying to?
I have no idea.
She was gonna.
Was she processing?
She was gonna give you $150. It
I
sounds
know.
like.
Yeah.
That's why I thought she might have you. But you said no. You turned down $150.
Yeah, you'd probably have to give up every banking
Your social
chunk of
security
information
number
you've ever
Yep.
had. Yeah.
On the phone, live, right there. Yeah, I got something in the mail yesterday. It looked really important. Pink, red lettering, urgent, and I'm like, it offered me some waiver type thing, but it was interested in my lender and my mortgage and so I called my financial guy, Marv. I don't think he'd mind if I. And he's like, take a picture of it, and I took a photo of it and texted it to him. He called me. He goes, no, this is a scam. And he goes, the name. He looked up the name that was. It said William Keating, Keating, and he looked it up and it said that name has been linked. And it was just a thing to probably try to get the license to the house or something like that.
I didn't get mail for 5 days.
That's happened to me numerous times.
Sure has. Yesterday at 5:20, I get mail. And it's 5 things from Ivan. Honest to God.
Well, I've got 2 or 3 letters that are still out that have never reached their destination. Yeah. And it's not a bad deal because one of them is money that I owe to somebody. It's never gotten there. And I remember I mailed John Boningcap a check back in October from my house to never got it.
Well, I'm waiting for all these forms, insurance forms and stuff.
Yeah.
And
not getting them.
But just be careful. There's so many scams out there. I mean, I heard you guys talking about one on the radio this morning. People are being called.
Yeah, it looks like it's from Iowa City.
Yeah, and they want money right away, and they want if they're just begging you for your information, you pretty much
I
it's
had
a
one
scam.
that came from the bank that looked exactly like
something authentic.
Yeah, with logo and everything, FDIC, all this crap. And then at the end, it's, you give us your social.
And both of your bank account numbers and your mother's maiden name, stuff like that. So, hey, identity theft. There we go. No, just be careful. Now back to the Hawks.
Okay, so anybody besides me watch Caitlin and Megan last night?
I watched very little of it because I forgot. And the times when I watched, 1 second I was watching, Caitlin took a three from the left wing that missed the basket by 3 feet. Did you remember that shot?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
That was the one where the clock was running out.
Yeah, and I've just never seen her miss one that bad. But no, I forgot about it. But I also, when she wasn't playing, I wasn't interested. Is that bad?
Both Caitlin and Megan made the all-tournament
And
team.
deservedly so.
Yeah, and Caitlin got the most valuable.
That one surprised me a little bit.
But,
whatever. I think she did lead them in assists. I mean, she didn't play a ton. She didn't start all the games.
No.
What'd you think of the announcers?
Brutal.
Actually, the guy had some fun lines.
And I give him credit because obviously English is not his first, and he did a good job. I thought I had more issues with the supposed play-by-play, but not enough to where. So obviously you did too because you asked about it.
I thought they were okay.
They were okay.
I like
Brutal's probably too strong.
Guy had some fun lines.
Yes.
He did.
Yeah.
He also had some lines that, okay. I mean, but you could tell he was laboring at times because that was not.
It's not his first.
I don't know how to speak 2 languages. No, that was impressive. Yeah. The play-by-play, at times I thought she kind of drifted away from play-by-play, but again, I'm nitpicking and whatever. I thought it was interesting that they had the way the benches were. They had like a desk in front of the players that were. It was just weird. A weird setup. It was a weird setup.
And nobody in the stands.
That was weird too.
The crowds were just miserable.
See, that surprised me because I assume Caitlin's pretty popular in Puerto Rico, isn't she?
Well, the people in the stands had fever shirts.
Well, I know, but there were
shirts.
There was like 22 people in the stands with 22s on it. I just thought there'd be more people.
Yeah,
and not just because of Caitlin, but just because of the event.
They had to have lost their asses.
And most of the games, guys, you have to admit, most of the games sucked.
Oh, ridiculous!
I mean, the games. 40-10. I mean, it was just kind of ridiculous.
Well, that Senegal team needs a little seasoning.
Well, they need somebody who can make a layup. But obviously, it's not. I mean, their team isn't as established as ours. But no, it's just nice to see Caitlin back on the court.
Yep.
She made it through without. She looks like she's fine, and so that's just good because we basically went almost a full basketball season without her.
And I enjoyed watching her and
Megan
Paige playing together.
Yeah,
too.
That's good, and it was neat watching Megan do her thing too.
Yeah.
Hello.
And it was nice watching Megan give an assist to Caitlin on that shot.
Yeah. Yes, that was
I did see that.
Yeah,
I did see that. But no, I just kind of got distracted and ended up not watching. Now, there were times when I watched it and it was just not competitive, but they stuck with them for a while. What was the final deficit?
I think it was like 14.
Most of the time I was watching it was between like 10 and 20.
No, it was
It was an okay competitive game. Compared to the other ones.
Yes.
Yeah, the other ones were ridiculous.
Yes. No, Spain was decent.
Yeah, no, they were. But it is fun watching Caitlin and Paige play together. They would have been perfect in college because Paige is a off guard. She could be a point. Caitlin's a point guard. They would have fit perfectly together.
Yep.
Could you have imagined that?
Well, first off, Caitlin would have had 6 billion assists.
Yes, she probably wouldn't have averaged as many points as she did.
Probably
but
not.
She doesn't care about that. But yeah, she would have had a ton more assists. So it's going to be interesting to see how Chit Chat handles the point guard role and like Bennett acknowledged it, point guards are the number one position in the NCAA tournament.
Well,
I think they determine things more than anything. Any position, I should say.
I think the Georgia point guard played with Chit Chat last year.
Oh, she was at Georgia Tech?
Transferred from Georgia Tech.
Yeah, so that will be interesting to see if that unfolds. But yeah, point guard play, I mean, we've said this before. When's the last time Iowa made the Final Four? And who was playing point guard?
Yeah.
I know he was hurt, but he was and those first, few minutes against Louisville in the semifinal, I was thinking, my God, he's back. He's back. Remember? He
got hurt again.
He had 10 points, hadn't missed a shot. Louisville couldn't keep him out of the lane. He had that burst back and the white pony shoes with the black insignia, and he was flying up high. Remember, he had the socks pulled up to his knees? I'm talking about the great Ronnie Lester.
Yep.
And then he went down again, and it was over.
It was over.
That first stretch, though, Tom, was as good as I've ever seen an Iowa basketball player.
Oh, my God, it was incredible.
I mean, he was doing this in the Final Four against Louisville. They couldn't keep him out of the lane. They had nobody that could stay in front of him. And I think that injury is what just made it rough for him the rest of the way. To have that knee buckle twice like that and go down, and he was really never the same again.
No.
Because had he not been injured, he would have been a great NBA point guard.
Oh, 100%.
Great. I'm not saying he would have been Isaiah Thomas. They were a little different players, but he would have been close to as good as Isaiah Thomas, and maybe even as good.
I would say so.
I know I'm biased because he's my favorite Hawkeye, but yeah, that was. I remember watching that, and I was, God, I may have actually shed a tear when he went down. I know my mom was pissed. Were you watching then?
Of course.
Do you remember where you were for that one? I remember watching in the living room of my house. I was a freshman.
The living room of my house.
Yeah, and I just remember, God, he's hurt again, and they just couldn't hang on. They just didn't have enough firepower. No. And I still think they would have won the national championship had he stayed healthy. And I know I'm just pulling that out of nowhere, but that's how I feel. Do you feel that way?
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Good morning, gentlemen. It's John Ballmer. Steve, welcome back. My condolences to you and your family, and it was great to have you back. And I was at that Final Four game that you were just talking about, and it was a whole different animal back then. You know, you actually played for the third and fourth place the next day.
Yeah.
And we played the infamous Joe Barry Carroll, and the Purdue Boilermakers lost it. But I can still remember after that game, as they were walking off, Lute refused to shake his hand.
Joe Barry?
There was some
Oh, I've heard some stuff.
Animosity.
Yeah, I've heard some.
Yeah, there was some real animosity there. I think Joe Barry probably lied to Lute, I suppose, said I'm coming and didn't or whatever. But
out of Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, real animosity. I actually met Joe Barry Carroll because I happened to be over at the field house one day, and I don't know what I was doing. I just ran into him, and Lute said, I want to introduce you. I was the mayor then, and he said, I want to introduce the mayor. I was sitting. The guy wasn't not much of a conversationalist.
No.
Well, what was he, then probably 17, 18 years old?
Yeah.
He might have been nervous.
I tried to,
he might have been.
I tried to engage him.
But there's some animosity there. I know. What was the nickname that he had? Joe Barely Cares or something like that? I think that was a nickname. So, I don't know if that came from Iowa. I mean, but I will say he was very talented. You can see why Lute wanted him.
Oh, gosh, yes. Yeah, he definitely was.
Very talented.
Good, no question. Yeah, but that was But like you said, Pat, when Ronnie went down, that was it. I mean, I thought we were going to beat them.
I did too.
It looked great at first.
They couldn't keep him out. They couldn't keep him out of the lane.
Yeah. No, and that was played in the old where the Pacers, I think, used to play, Market Square Arena.
Okay.
And it wasn't, the venues now are ridiculous, of course, because they play in these cavernous.
I think they're too big.
Yeah.
Oh, I do too. That's why I'd much rather watch it at home on TV, for crying out loud.
Oh, I mean, there's been times where I've chosen to stay at home as opposed to sitting in like the nosebleed section, like in a press row or something, because rarely are we courtside anymore for things. It seems like the media keeps being pushed further and further away from the action.
Further and further back, yeah.
Yep. Which, money donors are going to get. I get it. Seating priority.
Yeah, but no, that was a great experience, and one I certainly do remember most vividly. I stood in line for those tickets, and I didn't get them initially, and so I don't know. The news media somehow got a hold of that thing. Of course, they said the current mayor didn't get tickets. Well, somehow or another, they became available, and I bought them.
So how much did you spend? Do you remember?
I don't remember, Tom. I wish I had. It wasn't, and by today's standards, it wasn't anywhere near what they pay.
Right.
Outrageous sums now, but I don't remember. I did pay for them. Those weren't any kind of a gift. That would have been probably against the law.
Well, the statute of limitations run out anyway, John. You can be honest.
Yeah. No, I don't want to give Stephen on me.
Okay. All right.
I think I'm Lily White. So, no, that was a great time because like you said, Ronnie was a special talent, and that was probably Lute's greatest recruit. And I think Vince was Vince Perkins on the team, and he kind of
yes.
Craftsison, Waite, Kenny Arnold, Tree Henry, Bobby Hansen, and Gannon were freshmen. That's the Final Four team.
Yeah, that was a great team. And no, but anyway, no, I watched Caitlin last night and Megan. I'm very happy for Megan.
Me too.
She really, and I told my wife, I said, I think she's improved since she became a pro. Personally, I think she's honed her game even more so.
Well, she's developed an outside shot, which she most certainly did not have here. Yeah,
she didn't have to have it. No, she has. She's been forced to become a different player.
She has.
Remember when we had Jan on talking about that's one of the hardest things you do, go from being a post player to a small forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of hers, too. I think she just conducts herself so well.
You bet.
Just another one of those people we can be proud of that she wore the black and gold. So
100%.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, good to talk to you, and Steve, glad you're back.
All right, John, thanks.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, I looked it up. People ask, what was Joe Barry Carroll's nickname? Carroll's tenure with the Warriors was tumultuous, and he was criticized for a lack of effort, even being nicknamed Joe Barely Cares.
I owe him a debt of thanks, Joe Barry Carroll.
Why?
Because he cost me $100 when I didn't have it. It was the last sports bet I placed, and this was however long ago. 40
you bet
years.
$100?
Bet $100.
Wow!
Because it was a lock. I mean, they were really highly rated. I think they were playing Indiana State.
You're talking about Purdue.
Yes.
Now, was Larry Bird on Indiana State?
No,
he wasn't. Okay.
And I mean, the line was like 2 or 3. I said, well, this is a lock. Purdue's going to win this going away. Well, they didn't.
I will
$100 back in the 70s.
$100.
That's a high roller.
Well, it was a no roller because that was the last bet I ever placed.
I never did under the sports betting. At my previous job, my partner was a sports better, and the guy'd be sweating before the game.
Yeah, I never really understood it.
And then you really can't.
Because you're basically putting your money in the hands of other people, and that never appealed to me. I'm not knocking you. Don't give.
No.
It just never appealed to me.
It just
thank God. Because it's ruined.
Just as the old Smuggler's Blues song, the lure of easy money's got a very strong appeal, and that's what it is.
Yeah, but there's a reason Vegas keeps adding casinos every other year.
I know, but I never did under. And I said to him once. He said, I do it for entertainment. I said, well, you're sweating out of your forehead.
And what's entertaining about losing?
Yeah. And most of the time that's what you do. You lose.
Well, I know people don't talk about their losses as much as they do their wins, so it may seem like people win a lot more. But who's going to, hey, man, I just lost $380 down at the casino last night, man. It sucked. Give me a high five.
Right.
Most people don't talk about that. He hardly ever lost, did he?
Billy would win, a couple grand or whatever, and then the next, they took me. Well, what'd you lose? $100.
Well, I promise you, Billy did not make any money gambling. I assure you.
So you say it all leveled off, even out. It usually does. And he probably, if I had to guess, he probably lost more than he.
I would guess.
That's just how it seems to work, and that's why Vegas is thriving.
I mean, there are years where Ann and I have won money. I mean, overall have won money in a year, but for the most part, we're always down a little bit. Not a lot.
Or you come close to breaking even.
But you're not. I mean, the kids had clothes.
Oh, yeah.
The mortgage is paid.
I mean, sometimes we had to go to stuff, etc. But yeah.
No, but like Molly and Amy didn't have to go like days without eating, did they?
Sometimes.
Mommy and Daddy just
hold it like a tin cup, singing "It's a Hard Knock Life."
Suter's down there yanking the slot machines, and just poor kids are at home starving.
Yeah.
Okay, bigger fan of Joe Barry Carroll or Don Nelson? You.
JBC.
Don Nelson was a great.
Suter hates him.
He was the son of my.
I haven't forgotten.
I know.
He's the son of my teacher.
I know, but he treated Tom.
Great.
He treated Tom.
Gave me a full autograph.
He just signed an X thing, right?
Well, maybe his hand hurt that day.
Uh-huh.
And how old were you? Weren't you like
7, 6 or 7?
6 or 7.
Seven.
That is kind of mean.
He was sitting courtside with his buddy, might have been Mike Heitman. Their feet were underneath the canvas. thing that was around the court.
And you're carrying that grudge to your grave, right?
You betcha.
He couldn't have been nicer.
Unless I get a huge bequest when he dies.
I think didn't he just recently die?
Don Nelson?
Or am I wrong?
Well, I don't think so.
Maybe I'm wrong. Let me look it up. I've been wrong before.
No, I think he's still alive.
He couldn't have been nicer.
No, he couldn't have been.
Didn't he move out to Hawaii and was like a proponent of weed?
Yes.
Like he was just baked all the time?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Did he have like a show or something he did?
I don't know. He came to class and we were all like, "Oh wow," you know. And he, but that was okay, and that would have been a few years before you ran into him.
Uh-huh.
So I was still in Dakeman School.
And my dad said, I can get his autograph anytime. Do you want me to get it? I said, no.
No, you're right. He's 85. May 15th, 1940, he's 85 years old. I don't know why I thought he had. I wonder who I'm getting him mixed up with.
I don't know.
Yeah, born May 15th, is an American former basketball player. He did have a successful,
but a tremendously successful career.
He was born in Muskegon, Michigan, 6'6", 210 pounds. And Iowa from 59 to 62, third-round pick.
Was he from Rock Island then?
Rock Island, Illinois, high school, Rock Island High School, small forward.
He was 6'9", wasn't he?
6'6".
That's all?
Yeah, I remember. I'm old enough to remember when he played for the Celtics toward the tail end of his NBA career. He played on those really good teams in the 70s they had. But no, I just remember he did some type of show, I thought, where people went out to visit him in Hawaii. And
it sounds familiar.
I thought he did some type. That's the last time I thought because of course he was a long-time successful NBA coach too. But yeah,
Yes, he was.
But yeah, he was a big proponent of saying that cannabis was helping him in his later years. I thought was kind of his message.
Well, he had arthritis.
Okay, something like that. Okay, so
everybody ends up with it.
80
seems like it.
He's 85. Yeah. So he's about 12 years older than you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, he's 7. Yeah, okay, so he would have been like 19 or 20 when he X'd you.
Yep.
He talked
about Don.
it. He talked about it on one of the shows. He said this little
brat,
punk.
little spoiled Hawkeye brat.
This announcer's kid. It's always bugging me.
I just gave him an axe. I'll show it.
I'll show that little hanger on. Riding Daddy's coattails for Hawkeye for Hawkeye access.
Yeah.
Access to the Hawks. You had good access to the Hawks.
I
didn't
had
you?
incredible access to the Hawks.
Yes. You were talking to Evie on the phone.
Yeah. I was. I sang to Evie.
Not many people got away with that.
You were harassing them.
You were harassing Evie on the phone.
As it turns out.
Most people would get the hell knocked out of them for doing that. You survived that.
No, we were fearless and stupid.
And didn't you say your dad found out about that?
Yes.
And what did he say?
I could lose my job over this.
He wouldn't have. Evie wasn't that vindictive, was he?
Probably not.
No, he's not going to lose his job over his.
Well, he did drive up and down the street looking for the kid who stole his kid's Halloween candy.
Yeah. But that was his kid.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think he would have done had he found that kid?
Well, I thought he did. And took the candy.
Oh, did he? Okay, is that how it ended? Okay,
he did.
He took the candy back. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And he yelled at the kid.
And the kid has never been the same since. He's been looking over his shoulder for the last 70 years. That was probably her best story. Yeah. Dad just got in the car and drove up and down Summit Street.
She's really nice lady on.
Marion's great.
That's how you've kept in touch with her, is Facebook, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of how you set that interview up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she friended me. I think I didn't friend her.
She probably did.
Friended me.
But I know I really enjoyed that
and
interview.
I like her posts and stuff.
And what I enjoyed about it was how genuine she was and how transparent she was.
Yep.
Yeah, she didn't hide anything.
She was a real good teacher too.
Yeah.
I could have sensed that just from the interview we had with her. So, but
and back in the day, she was hot.
Okay.
May still be for all.
Back in the day, Mrs. Nelson was hot.
Mrs. Don Nelson's wife or Don Nelson's mom.
Mom.
All right, now we've kind of gone down.
Now you're just getting
ooky. We're kind of going down Creep Boulevard. Let's take a U-E and get off.
Now you're getting into Crypt Keep.
Let's get off of Creep Boulevard and get back onto the. let's get back on to
We had some really good-looking teachers.
Wasn't Evie's wife good-looking?
I don't know that
and
I
rich?
ever.
Wasn't she rich?
Yes, I don't know that I ever met Ruth, but no, but Marion was my teacher.
Okay, and you had a crush on her.
Yes, everybody did.
Everyone did?
Uh-huh. All the boys, and they wouldn't talk about it, and probably half the girls.
Hello? Hello? Jesus Christ.
You're back.
Some things you just don't miss.
That's true. Now, I did see something somebody reported this morning. I can't remember who it was. She was an Iowa Hawkeye, though, and a journalist, that the WNBA has reached an agreement with the Players Association. But I haven't seen it anywhere else.
I figured they would at some point. I mean...
But I haven't seen it anywhere else.
To not reach an agreement benefits nobody.
No, of course.
And so I think eventually they'll get something figured out.
But I haven't been able to find corroboration, so I'm hesitant.
And what's so funny, we live in an age now where a lot of people believe these individual reports more than they believe mainstream media, you know?
Well,
WNBA, ESPN, WNBA Players Union reached verbal agreement on new CBA terms.
Okay, great.
After a long, prolonged labor battle, the WNBA and the Women's National Basketball Players.
So the gal was spot on, but she was the first to have it.
Head of her time.
She was a Hawkeye.
Salary cap will start at $7 million, up from $1.5 million.
That's significant.
That's Caitlin.
With the Supermax at $1.4 million, the average salary will be around $600,000.
That's
fabulous.
It was $120,000.
That's very substantial.
The minimum salary will surpass $300,000.
It used to be like 60, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And how much credit do you give Caitlin for that?
A lot.
I give her like 75%.
A lot.
Hello.
Hey, Suter. I was also scarred by a sports figure as a child.
Aha. Who?
Have you heard of Frank Tanana?
Yes. Pitcher for the California Angels. Southpaw.
Right. So when I was a little kid, we were down in Kansas City watching the Royals play the Angels, and we were staying in the hotel that the Angels were staying in, and we were running around getting autographs. And we got on the elevator with Frank Tanana and some other Angels, and we're getting their autographs. And Frank Tanana looks down at me and says, "Kid, you better lose some weight if you ever want to play for the Angels."
And didn't sign?
Yeah, I got his autograph.
How old were you?
Oh, I don't know, 9 or 10.
Wow. Why would you say that to
anybody? But he did sign. Don just put an X on my program.
That's
so. Did it motivate you to lose weight?
No. I still carry the angst.
All right.
I still have the grudge.
All right. I could see that.
I can see why. Good for you. Thank you.
There you go. He said that was in an elevator, right? I remember. You remember the umpire, Don Denkinger?
Yes.
Well, his brother was my Little League manager, my 12-year-old year.
Small world.
And we went down to Kansas City. Me and his son, his two sons were on the team. They were younger than me. And his brother was umpiring a game down at Kansas City. It was Kansas City versus Detroit. And all of a sudden, I'm in the elevator, and there's Rusty Staub, Ron LaFleur, and George Brett.
Oh, cool.
Right there. But me, I never thought, I didn't care about autograph. I never thought about it. So I just kind of looked at them, and, they didn't pay any attention. There was other people in there. But, I was like, wow. But I didn't ask them for autographs because I just never, ever really thought about that. But I'll never forget being in the elevator. Rusty Staub.
No, I didn't do much autograph hunting, but I think maybe Don Nelson
soured you.
I think he did.
Soured you.
I don't recall ever trying to get one.
I've just never been big on autographs, but I'll never forget Ron LaFleur. He was a great story back then. Remember, he got from prison to becoming a great baseball player, and I just remember sitting in the elevator. And then we went into the club. We went into one of the clubhouses afterwards, and we got they brought out all these like club sandwiches, and we got to eat all because we got the same stuff the umpires did. And I'll never forget that. 12 years old, going down to Kansas City. I don't remember who won the game. And that was George Brett was at his peak. That was mid-76, I believe, the summer of 76. And George Brett was hugely popular back then.
He was.
But I'll never forget that. What do you think of that, Captain?
I don't.
Pretty impressive, right?
I think so.
What do you think Ron LaFleur would have done if I asked him for his autograph?
Why don't you talk to Suter?
Ron LaFleur was a neat story, though.
Yes, he was.
The fact that he went from prison to starting in the outfield, and he was good. He wasn't just he was a really good player for a while.
And I'll bet Ron would have given you his autograph.
He probably
too.
would have.
What did he go to prison for?
I don't. Google it. Ron, it's L-E, capital F-L-O-R-E. I don't remember. I want to say armed robbery or something like that.
I kind of think that's right, but I'm not positive.
But I remember those teams, those early Detroit teams. I'm old. You remember the Detroit teams with Gates Brown? Do you remember Gates Brown?
I do.
I'm barely old enough to remember those teams. Detroit used to have some good teams.
They did.
They had
5 to 15 years in prison for robbing a Detroit bar.
Okay.
While incarcerated, he joined the prison baseball team despite having no prior experience.
Yeah. He never played baseball, and he ends up making the majors.
Played 6 seasons for the Tigers. Then he went to the Expos, and then retired with the White Sox.
So he played close to a decade in the.
Yeah.
It's an incredible story.
It is.
I mean, it really is.
And I remember him.
And that's what's neat about the NCAA tournament. We're going to start hearing a lot. There's a lot of neat stories that unfold along the way. You learn. I mean, like Bennett's a really neat story.
He really
that
is.
If you hadn't heard about his story, if you're from another team, you're like, wow, that's a really cool story about that Bennett Stirtz. He was playing Division II 2 years ago.
And you're going to hear it if we play a couple games.
And see, that's why one of the reasons you want him to win these first 2 games. So there's so much fun in the publicity you get going from week 1 to week 2, which Iowa hasn't had a chance to be a part of for 27 years.
No.
So hopefully they can do it. Stranger things have happened. I mean, nobody was expecting Dr. Tom's team. They went 9-7. And they got beat in the Big Ten tournament. They got pounded by Wisconsin in the Big Ten tournament. Nobody was expecting them to win 2 games in the tournament. Next thing you know, they're in the Sweet 16. He's a sympathetic figure because of the way his contract was handled, and it was a great story. But then they ended up running into a buzzsaw in Connecticut, which would go on to win its first NCAA title under Jim Calhoun. I'll never forget that. In Denver in 1999, remember when Joey Range and, was it Kevin Edwards? They almost squared off at midcourt. They were close to coming to blows. I was sitting just right across the court from that. That was a physical game. Iowa hung in, but they just didn't have enough to win. Just didn't have the firepower. No.
After he got out of baseball, well, he managed minor league teams. He handled security.
I remember hearing something about that.
And
is he still alive?
Yes, but in 2011 he had his right leg amputated.
Oh, because of diabetes?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, he's still alive.
Good for him. I'm sad to hear that, but yeah, what a story. What a way to turn your life around. The fact that he never had played baseball and then he plays for a decade that's just, you don't see stuff like that happening much anymore. I mean,
you don't see teams taking a chance.
Chances either, yeah.
On,
Yeah, he must have really shown something in prison. Yeah. No, that's an incredible story.
How many of his 15 years did he serve, I wonder?
It didn't say.
My guess is not.
Well, shouldn't be very many. If you played 10 years in the majors.
My guess is not much, but he was probably well behaved and
yeah.
Rarely do you serve all your, and it wasn't probably a federal crime. It was probably state charges, which you can. But yeah, I knew he had robbed something. I knew it was something like that. But no, it's just a really neat story. And the Tigers, like I said, back in the 70s, they were an intriguing baseball organization. And hell, they're pretty good now again.
And they point out he was known for stolen bases.
He was, because he was really fast.
Yeah,
that is kind of funny. But I'll just never forget looking up in the elevator, because I knew enough. I was 12. I knew enough about baseball to know who guys were. I'm like, geez, that's all. And the kids I was with, they were used to that because they were used to being around their uncle and all these players. But for me, that was wild.
We were eating dinner down in Tampa. One of our trips down there visiting
for a bowl game.
Mother-in-law, no, visiting my mother-in-law when she was a deanlet at South Florida, and we were eating at this Italian restaurant, and a bunch of baseball guys were sitting around a table. I can't remember who all it was, but Yogi Berra was one of them. And there were a couple more, and I can't remember who it was. So, Ann, if you're listening and remember, call. But I can't remember who else was there, but it was pretty amazing.
I remember covering a bowl game. It may have been in Tampa, and a bunch of the media were out walking, and all of a sudden this white limousine pulls up, and out walks Paris Hilton. And one of the guys, I don't know if it was Paris, I love you. Somebody kind of mocking her. I can't remember who it was, but I just
sounds like Klaus.
And people were like, there were like other people there were, oh my God, and I'm like, it's freaking Paris Hilton. Who cares? Is that something you're supposed to care about? I didn't want her autograph. But somebody mocking
said, Pat, will you come make love to me?
Well, that's different than an autograph.
We ran in when we did a tour, and I and my son went to see the Cubs with people from the station. And Harry Carey's just walking down, just walking
I've heard
around.
stories about this.
He stops. We didn't stop. He stops us, and how you doing? And great to see you here. Signing an autograph. We didn't even ask for that.
Did you ever eat at his restaurant?
Then, no. But he's talking.
Very
and meanwhile,
accessible.
They're telling him to get in the booth. And he's not going to stop. He's going to talk to us.
Well, I've heard people say at his restaurant he used to come up. Times you couldn't get rid of him. Yeah. You're trying to eat, and he's
sounds like Harry.
Yeah, just all over. Just hey, give me a go, Cubs.
He was great, and I said they're signaling you. My son's watching. I said they're signaling you, and he goes, "Yeah, well, they can wait."
That sounds like Harry.
He goes, "They don't start till I get there."
I went to his restaurant once. It was really good, but it was not cheap.
It was good. It is good.
It was not cheap though, but it was good. It was good food.
Hello.
How many times you been there?
Hello.
Quite a few. Hello.
Tom.
Yeah.
Tell me, I think it was Don Zimmer was also there.
Oh, Don Zimmer. Okay.
But it was.
I think it was.
Go ahead.
It was Don. There was Don Zimmer. And definitely Yogi Berra, because Tom and I were a little starstruck. We were about 5 tables away. It was an outdoor place. It was spring training time. It's March in Florida. Tom and I were kind of a little starstruck. And I want to say Billy Martin, but maybe not.
Or maybe.
But definitely Don Zimmer and definitely Yogi Berra.
Okay, interesting.
And maybe Tony Kubek, but I'm not positive about that either. I can't remember.
Maybe we were taken with the short, balding guys, basically.
Yes.
Yogi-isms.
Yeah, he's great.
Okay, anyway, you asked me to call in, so
I did.
there you go.
Thanks.
I'll talk to you later.
What were some of Yogi's best ones? I used to know these off the top.
It ain't
of
over till it's
Yeah.
over. It's deja vu all over again. He is great.
The thing is, though, he was a hell of a player, too.
Yeah.
That sometimes
Oh,
gets
he
over.
was.
He was a hell of a catcher. He really was. World was better with Yogi in it.
Yes,
now he is. I know
Yogi.
he's dead, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he'd be probably close to 100 years old by now. I think he was around my dad's. My dad will be my dad's today the 18th.
Yeah.
Tomorrow would be my dad's 100th birthday.
It ain't over till it's over. Deja vu all over again. When you come to a fork in the road, take it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What do you think about that, though? My dad will be 100 tomorrow. He would have been 100.
Wow.
100 birth.
I usually take a 2-hour nap from 1 to 4.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, how about this is one of his line up according to height and alphabetical order.
That's a good one. I didn't really say everything I said.
What? I'm lost.
Well, you can't line up in alphabetical order and by height.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Are we still on Yogi? Or?
Yes.
Yeah,
oh,
Yogi.
okay.
You can observe a lot by watching.
That's true.
And my favorite, the future ain't what it used to be. Oh, no, this one may even be better. Nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded.
I've actually heard that other people say that. So I used to go there, but now it's so packed, I don't go there anymore. I mean, some people, that does happen to some people. Well, 10:30, sun's shining. The snow will be gone.
Winter is over.
The snow will be gone by what? By noon tomorrow? Most of the snow, you think?
I would sure think so, except for the huge drifts and stuff from the
parking
snow
lots and what?
plows. Yeah.
And but yeah, they'll be around for a while. But did I hear you say 67 this weekend?
Well,
upper 60s. Yeah.
God, watch Carver just be a sweat
and then
box.
mid-70s on Saturday.
Carver could be hot on Saturday.
Yeah. 3 o'clock on Saturday, yeah.
If it's in the 70s, man, that could be uncomfortable. Unless, I mean, obviously there's no air conditioning, but sometimes it seems like they do something to make it cooler. I don't know if they open up the door to the tunnel to get air in there, but there's times where it seems a lot cooler and other times where it seems a lot hotter with the same amount of people in there. Because obviously it's going to be sold out.
It is sold out.
It's going to be a sold-out crowd. I mean, and in these types of situations, the people that buy these tickets usually show up. I don't think you're going to see a bunch of empty seats. Whereas some sold-out crowds during the course of the regular season, some people may not always show up.
And Ann and I are still tossing around maybe going to the play-in game Thursday. We have tickets for it, but I don't know that we will. We've spent a lot of time in Carver.
Tell me about it. I spent more time in Carver because, I had Dallas did a lot of the games for me, men and women, the last couple of years, and Tyler. But this year I covered every men's and women's home game except for maybe 3 or 4. I know Bonenkamp covered 3 or 4 for me. But, it's been a lot of – but it's been fun. I mean, worse ways to make a living.
Oh, yeah.
And both teams have been pretty good. I mean, they're both in the tournament.
They have.
And that's a thing to be proud of. Iowa State's got both of its teams in the tournament.
I don't think anybody thought that the Iowa women were going to be a 2 seed this year.
No, and I don't think anyone thought they'd be, 26-6? No, they've exceeded my expectations if they would have just played better in the signature games.
I also don't think anyone thought we'd lose by 51 to
No, I was going
UCLA
to say, the
either.
big drawback to this season so far has been they've had 3 games, 2 against UCLA and 1 against, and they just got boat raced in all 3.
Yeah.
That's a little discouraging. That's about the only thing I can find. That's about the only thing I can find wrong with this season so far, and that's a pretty small thing when you think about it. With all the good, 26 wins, that's impressive.
Well, it says a lot about NCAA women's basketball, number 1 in the hierarchy.
Okay, let's say they win. They beat Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah.
Convincingly.
Fair. Okay.
And then let's say they lose the second round. They end up going 27-7. How are you looking back at this season?
Probably similarly to how I looked at Caitlin's team losing to Creighton. Yeah. And ultimately that year is not great. And for that reason.
Well, what's interesting too, remember Caitlin's freshman year, they made it to the Sweet 16.
They did.
And they hadn't been
Beat Kentucky.
And they hadn't been that great during the regular season. They had 10 losses, and that team made it to the Sweet 16. So you think though at 27-7 with no Sweet 16 that this is a disappointing season?
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, I'm with you. I mean, but it's going to be hard. That's what I'm saying to you though about the power of the NCAA tournament.
It is.
It shapes so much of your perspective on the season.
It does, and it's the last thing you remember.
It's the last thing you remember, and it's the almighty now. And I've got mixed feelings about that. I think it has too much power and influence.
So let me give you a slightly opposing thing, though. Was it 2014 when we got to the NIT finals with Woody and Mike Gazelle?
I think that was Franz. Okay, they made it to the NIT in his second year.
Well, the year doesn't matter. The point being is, I remember that as being an excellent year
because they won all those NIT games. They won 25 games.
But that's the last.
And I think
thing.
in Big Ten they may have been like 9-9 or something. Yeah, it is the last thing, but the NIT, of course, is nothing like the NCAA.
No.
And so there's going to be. Now, okay, here's one. Let's say they get all the way to the Elite Eight to that final, and that would make them 26.
Then get boat raced by South Carolina.
And they lose by 52 to South Carolina. How are you?
It will be just a microcosm of what the season's been. We're a really good team. We can beat everybody in the nation except for the top 5 or 6 teams.
And I was joking about 52, but even if it's 20 or more, it would have that. Okay, that's kind of how I would look at it, too.
And, but that a clear delineation of this season is it's been a great season.
Sure.
We've beaten some excellent teams.
And they've been fun to watch.
But the elite teams, there's a huge gap.
Yeah, and I don't think the gap's as big as what the scores.
Probably
they're not 51 points. Where I don't know what happened in the second half of that game. I mean, you quit watching, didn't you?
Yeah, we had to drive from Tucson to Phoenix.
I mean, I watched it from start to finish, of course, and I just it wasn't like UCLA was trying to pour it on. It was like it was just one of those perfect storms. Just couldn't stop them and just couldn't make anything, and it just got completely out of hand.
Well, in UCLA, they had 5 senior starters, so they ain't doing this again next year.
No, but they'll be good.
They'll be good.
And they've got her sister. Her sister's back, and I'm sure they got good. But no, they're not going to be as good as. My guess is they'll be an NCAA caliber team.
If Juju comes back, that she and Jazzy Davidson and then whatever
they'd be good.
They're going to be real good. USC's got 3 5-star recruits.
I mean, she's only in her third year, so is there talk that she'll go to the WNBA instead of playing her third year?
Yeah, especially with the salary increase.
Yeah, because I was going to say, prior to the salary thing, she'd probably make more money staying at USC.
Probably so. But well, she may still. But
she may still, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what she ultimately does.
Yeah,
because I forgot all about her. She hasn't played at all this year.
No,
and they still made the tournament without her, right?
Yeah,
I give them credit for that. So.
And again, they got the number 1 recruit this year, Jazzy Davidson, and then next year, I can't remember her name, but they got the number 1 recruit coming in.
God, USC football's recruiting lights out right now too. I think don't they have the number 1 class?
Number 1 guy?
Well, I thought they had the number 1 class for 26. I could be wrong, and I just saw something on my Twitter thing. Some 5-star safety picked him over Michigan, and so I mean he hasn't been winning much on the field to their liking, but his recruiting has still been incredible. When I say he, Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
So,
you got some police reports coming up, Cap?
Not with me. If they do, yeah, I got appointments.
Oh, okay.
So.
Places to be.
So you don't know what Lang's going to do?
I have no idea what Lang's going to do. What?
He's an enigma.
Yeah, he is something.
All right.
Okay.
Well, many thanks to Bennett Stirtz for joining us this morning, and good luck to Bennett and his Hawkeyes in the tournament. Good luck to Jan and the Lady Hawks, if you will. Hawkeyes, hope they all do well. And I look forward to watching them play. We coming up is Tommy Lang, hawkfanatic.com. Check it out; it's free.
KCJJ Weather brought to you